Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our Quick Publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms, and we have our own apps for Apple and Android. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC on a Friday in which not a whole lot is happening, as is the way most days right now. But a couple of things have happened. James Balagizi is gone on loan to Crawley Town. Not too sure what to make of that one because Crawley are in League Two and this kid is meant to be a potential first-team player at some point. So it seems like quite a step down for him. But if he's going to play regularly, that's all that really matters right now. And Kevin Betsy, their new manager, well, he's worked with Balagizi before in the England youth setup. So hopefully that relationship enables him to play as often as possible for Crawley and develop. I think he's a very talented player, but we'll have to wait and see how he does in first-team football. Someone else who could be moving out on loan is Matthias Muszalewski, and there are a number of Polish clubs looking to bring him home on loan. My assumption is Liverpool won't allow any sort of option to buy or obligation to buy on this. I think it will just be a straight loan because he is very, very highly rated. I know some people have concerns over his work rate and things like that, but the talent is undoubtable. He is a very, very special player. 14 former Liverpool players catching the eye in the Football League. Interesting. Cameron Brannigan, 26 now. There was a time where certain people thought he was the Coutinho successor. Jack Robinson once looked like he might nail down the left-back spot for Liverpool for the long term, now playing for Sheffield United. Joe Allen, he's just left Stoke on a free transfer 6 years after leaving Liverpool. Looks like he might go home to Swansea, where we signed him from originally. Jordan Williams, currently playing with Bolton. Decent player. George Johnston, don't remember him, to be totally honest. He's at Bolton. Lloyd Jones is at Cambridge. He was a talented player. He did well in our academy. Herbie Kane was someone there was a lot of hope for. And I remember the night we signed him, watching his Twitter account grow from like 800 followers to 15,000 in one night. Lawrence Vigouroux, young goalkeeper. He's at Leyton Orient now. Shamal George, if you remember him, once came on up front in a pre-season friendly. He's at Colchester. He's player of the year there last season. Connor Masterson at QPR. Decent young centre-back. Still young enough that he could well have a good career in the game, you know, high end of the championship type level. I think he was on loan a couple of times last season. Kevin Stewart, we swapped him for Andy Robertson. That's the greatest Michael Edwards transfer yet. We signed Kev Stewart off the scrap heap after he was released by Spurs. He was a right back. He was converted into a midfielder, did pretty well, and we basically turned him into Andy Robertson, who's gone on to be one of the best left backs in the world. He moved to Blackpool a year ago under Neil Critchley, who had him in the academy at Liverpool. Critchley is now the assistant manager at Aston Villa. Ryan McLaughlin, the Northern Irish right back, he's bounced around a bit, becoming a bit of a journeyman, but he's still a solid player. Ovi Ajaria, very talented, but never been able to put it together consistently. And Daniel Ayala, who's had a pretty decent career since leaving Liverpool. He has had some injuries, but there's no doubting that he's a talented player. And he's done fairly well for Blackburn since he joined them. Whatever about before that, I mean, he was at Middlesbrough for a long time and he was pretty good there. Yeah, he's had a solid career. It's 11 years since he left Liverpool. 11 years. He's still only 31. But yeah, he's had a good career. And I like that he stayed in England for his entire career. It would have been very easy for him to just go back to Spain. But he went to Norwich. They loaned him to Forest and then Borough. Borough bought him. 6 years there, 2 years at Blackburn. Obviously, he had he'd played under Aitor Karanka at Middlesbrough, and that, I think, did wonders for him in terms of developing him as a player. That's a nice little piece that Joanna Durkin has put together there. 11 academy players that could feature in Liverpool's pre-season. Again, it's Joanna. Basetic, Bobby Clark. I'm excited to see Bobby Clark. I really am excited to see Bobby Clark. There's a lot of talk that he might be in that same Harvey Elliott, Cade Gordon type of category as a prospect. So I'm looking forward to that. Isaac Mabaya, another young midfielder. Oakley Cannonier, everybody knows Oakley at this point. Fraundorf, young German winger, he's very exciting. Harvey Blair, another talented one that we've seen a little bit of already. Muzalewski, if he sticks around, he could be one. Leighton Stewart. Leighton Stewart's just been so unfortunate with the injuries. Quansah, Luke Chambers, and Harvey Davies are the ones mentioned here. I'd like to see Jarrell Quansah get a bit of a run. And obviously there is Tyler Morton and Cade Gordon as well to be considered here. Owen Beck is another one, but it looks like he's going to go on loan. And by all accounts, he's got a wide range of offers. So could be interesting to see where he ends up. This is Anfield Have. 10 photos of the Anfield Road expansion. And it is moving along very, very quickly. So do check that out. The upper deck is being constructed. And it is moving quickly. And it is going to be a mammoth stand in comparison to what was there for the Annie Road, or what currently is there for the Annie Road. Do check that out there. What else do we have? FIFA confirms semi-automated offside technology for the 2022 World Cup. I can't see any problems with that. None at all. These things always go well. Liverpool know 149 million contract trend must be reversed before 2023 as FSG reach new milestones. This is about Naby, about Mo, and about Bobby, all of whom are out of contract next summer. Liverpool waiting for 77 million signing 77 million signing compared to Cristiano Ronaldo as latest transfer is confirmed. What is this now? The latest transfer is the Balagizi one. Waiting for transfer. Matthias de Ligt. Compared to Cristiano Ronaldo by Edwin van der Sar. What? Maybe because he's dedicated? I don't know. That's one of the worst comparisons I've ever seen. Aston Villa now being linked to Otavio, who was briefly linked to Liverpool before the journalists put an end to that speculation. Liverpool beat Manchester City and more in 75 million transfer race that explains Joe Gomez's contract. I don't know why they always insist on having Liverpool beat Manchester City, Liverpool prove Man City wrong in their articles. It's just a bit pathetic, really. Luis Diaz is about to explode at Liverpool as Jurgen Klopp plan can unleash his full potential. I do think Diaz with a full pre-season could be pretty special. Thiago Alcantara is giving Liverpool overlooked playmaking skill only Mo Salah beats. 3 players that could be set to change their positions as Pep and Linders hatches plan. Let's have a look at this now. So Tyler Morton, I mean, yeah, he could move from the 6 to an 8, which would suit him a lot more. Cade Gordon, you could see him moving into a central striking role. And then Oakley Cannonier, I mean, as an inside forward maybe, could be the move with him. I don't necessarily think they need to change positions, though. Liverpool have just been given 2 reasons to accelerate 103 million Jude Bellingham transfer plan. Okay. Roberto Firmino could leave Liverpool as 11 million transfer bid rejected for Jurgen Klopp man. So the 11 million bid that was rejected is for Nico Williams. I know there's a lot of speculation from bad outlets in Italy about Bobby, but I'm not really buying any of it, to be honest. We're certainly not going to take back Rabiot, not at this point. As good as Rabiot was, and he was really good, like Rabiot from 19 to 23 was just a really, really good all-round midfielder who could do a bit of everything and do it all well. But his mother was always a pain in the arse acting as his agent and is largely to blame for him leaving PSG. He goes to Juve on a big contract and he's gone backwards. He's gone backwards. He seems to have lost his motivation. When you see him play, he's just drifting through games. It's ugly to see. Very, very talented player, but hasn't performed in a couple of years. His mother's still a pain in the arse, and I just don't see any way we'd take him at the age of 27. Moving on to AnfieldIndex.com. New kids on the block. This is a piece by the machine Stephen Smith. It's having a look at the new signings and the young players already at the club who could have a big part to play. So obviously Darwin, Calvin Ramsey and Fabio Carvalho, but also Curtis, Harvey Elliott, Cade Gordon and Ibu, who's still very, very young. So do check that one out there. Podcast-wise, there's a new Scouted out where myself and Carl went through the questions from Discord and discovered that Carl, if he had a nickname, it would be Sparkly Boy. That's not even slander from me. He said that. Sparkly Boy. So, give that a listen. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. No, not tomorrow. Monday. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.